taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free.
In the 1940s, Christopher Columbus accidentally landed upon North America, thinking it was Asia. He immediately claimed the land for Isabella and Ferdinand of Spain, who had sponsored his attempt to find a western route to Asia. When Christopher Columbus and his fellow Europeans came across the indigenous people of North America, they enslaved them and forced them to mine for gold and other resources for wealth. This caused a mass genocide. Disease, famine, and conflict caused what was an estimated 10 million indigenous people when they had first arrived to lower to fewer than 300,000 by 1900, effectively colonizing North America. By the early 1500s, the transatlantic slave trade started, kidnapping nearly 13 million African people and forcing them to the Americas and to the Caribbean, with around 450,000 African people forced to the United States over the course of the slave trade. In the United States, black people were dehumanized and abused while they were enslaved. Legal and political systems were created to ensure white supremacy. The new nation had gained extraordinary wealth in the global economy based on the forced labor of enslaved black people. The only reason the United States had received such a small percent from the overall transatlantic slave trade was because it was simply that slaveholders appreciated the value of a slave child born alive the same way they appreciated the value of a newborn calf or colt. From the very beginning of the colonialized United States, it was built off of and profited off of racism and slavery, which still impacts the lives of African American and other people of color's lives in the United States today. Segregation and blatant racism aren't so far into our history as white supremacists want you to think. The last school to be desegregated was in 2016 in Mississippi. Systemic racism and continuous prejudice is still extremely active in our society due to our political ideology, thriving off of racism and other forms of oppression to create division and to push their prejudices as they please.